Respect. And respect is so broad. I would want you to tell Yandy, what does respect look like to you?
I think respect is just being valued, making sure I'm seen and I'm heard, and taking my feelings into consideration.
And I love that you're very specific and allow that to be a process. Yandy's not going to do that perfectly tomorrow. But now you're sowing the seed and she's aware to do those things for you.
What did their relationship look like publicly over the last couple of years, I guess, since the show been going on? Like, has she been a good woman to him publicly after post him being out of, or has she been disrespectful to him and talking down on him? And
nah, she's always been a good woman to him from what I've seen.
She's always been a good woman to him.
Why do y'all think he's saying he don't feel respected then? I don't watch it either, so I don't know.
I think
because she's the breadwinner. She's always had the money. She held him down while she was in jail. She took care of the kids while he was in jail. Every time he came out, she got pregnant. She took care of his baby mamas and fought with them and his kids. Yeah. So she did a whole lot. So that's why he feels insecure, because he was in jail for like 5 years. Then he came out. And, and technically I don't know if they actually really made it official, but they had the whole ceremony, but they didn't get married because she's a businesswoman and she didn't want all of his financial drama to be connected to hers. So that's why the ring is important to her, because technically they're not legally married, and that's important to her. And that's how it was from the beginning when she had that wedding.
Okay, so I think you jumped to, I haven't watched this whole thing. Maybe you seen him acting insecure on the thing, but to put the insecure on him when he's saying he don't feel respected, that's if just taking it off face value without the context that you may have, I don't think he said he feels insecure. Like respect.
No, he didn't say he feels insecure, but it is insecurity because she's always held him down. She's always respecting him. She's never disrespecting him. She's always had his back. So whatever going on behind the scenes between them two, that's between them two. But at the end of the day, he can't really say nothing bad about her besides maybe whatever goes between them two and they communicate. But as far as the relationship and the family, it's pretty solid on both ends with them two.
Yeah, she takes care of the family, but I think she may have been handling things on her own for so long that when
she don't know how to release that.
She didn't know how to take that role as the leader. She might have continued to be like, okay, I'm gonna handle this, I'm gonna do this, go there, this, instead of allowing him to be the man in the relationship. And that's his issue now. And it might be hard for her to switch back over to that because she's been doing it and juggling his baby mama, her family, the business, everything by herself. They even adopted another child, while he was in prison or whatever. So I think that's more so where he feels disrespected, and she's not allowing him to take that role.
Yeah, it was at one point he wanted, like when he first got out of jail, he was like planning on getting a house for his family. Like, I'm gonna finally get a house for my family. And she jumped up and bought a condo. And he was like, okay, but that was a sign right there. Like, he ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? He was like, but I told you I was going to do the house. And she was like, but it's, we got to this. In her mind, she thought she was just doing what she always been doing. Right, but he didn't like that.
So wait a minute. So somebody in the chat just said she never listened to what he says. She was going to give her eggs for her cousin to get pregnant. He didn't want her to do it, but she was still going to do it anyway.
That's disrespectful.
That's true.
So look, right? Y'all remember one of the main things that he said was he's not going to sit here and fake it, right? You know what I mean? So all this that we done seen in the public eye, that could be all she's worried about. She's a businesswoman. Here's the thing. We can't say she took care of all this, that, and the other, because a boy went to jail for what? He had money. You don't get out the joint for doing 5 years and say, I'm about to go buy a crib for us. He had money. So a lot of times when we hear this, oh, she held her down. Yeah, you probably held my money down, used my money to take care of my family. You know what I'm saying? Let's not, just because we see what's pushed out in this love and hip hop as storyline that they portray, he probably feels a certain way. Like, look, you keep pushing this out here. You want to smile for the cameras, and we ain't even slept in the same bed in 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Why I'm not wearing this ring until this shit either get fixed or I'm out. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, she did this or she did that, and not take into account that he said, I'm not going to fake it. I'm not going to smile in these. You worried about the cameras and smiling in people's face. That's the main thing I heard, which tells me it's something going on that she's very aware of. Yeah, go ahead, Marcus.
No, I was about to say, and I just seen another relationship that's very similar to this with Remy Ma and Papoose. Like he held her down the whole time, and then as soon as she got out, she started fucking with battle rappers and shit. Embarrassed the hell out that man. Like
nah, don't talk to my girl Remy.
She embarrassed the hell. You seen the Easy to Block Captain verse what you would call it battle?
Was it?
I saw it.
Actually,
yeah.
You know what? And one thing I think about that is I kind of blame Papoose for some of that too, Joe. Because I always felt like he was almost simping too much. You know what I'm saying? He was going over and above and beyond. And you know how women are. All that old, you know what I'm saying?
I see where you're going. I agree
perfect guy and Mr. Nice guy. She ran over him and she got tired of that shit.
I see what you mean.
For his wife.
Yeah, like when she first got out of jail, she was on Love and Hip Hop. She didn't want to have no more kids, but that's what he wanted. He reminded her, you said when you come out, you're gonna give me this kid. She did everything that she told him he was gonna hold her to it, and he did. She struggled with like trying to move on with that. So then she did, and I think she did what? She's been out of jail 6 years now. So I think like she did her part, and I think afterwards that they just kind of grew apart. Because I still don't understand what happened between them two. I don't know.
She grew apart. She grew away from him. She was tired of
that's not fair, man. That man was being an upstanding husband. You can't.
I understand it, but
no, he talking about the power
you can be
dynamic.
An upstanding husband and not overdo it. Sometimes you don't think it can. She's already this tough around the edges New York chick, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta admit, sometimes he will come off a bit.
He's saying he fucked up the power dynamic with a masculine type of woman and made himself a feminine man in her eyes, which made her lose respect for him. So she was
I get what he's
down
saying. My question is, what did he do that says that? Because anytime I've heard that man speak, he didn't speak no differently for his wife than I heard any other grown man speak for their wife. I've never seen him.
Yeah, that's true.
Let me ask you this: you felt like led that relationship?
Hold on. That's his wife, and I think he's her manager too. Mm-hmm. Is he not?
Well, she managed to find herself a new battle rapper. I don't know.
We can talk about. We can talk about
the battle rap.
No, we can talk about.
No, but I think she got a point. I think we should acknowledge that before we move forward. Like,
how do we look at
he was supportive of her?
Like, how do we look at what she did and be like, yeah, Papoose, you at fault for it because he got an ain't shit ass woman. She ain't shit.
Well, here's the thing.
No, what I'm saying, two things.
Hold on.
We don't know what's going on in their household. We only know what we see. That's it. So you can't really judge. You can't really say, oh, he's a simp. Like, how do you know that? Do you know him personally? You only know what you see.
So when we were talking about Yandy,
what you see, what they're putting out on TV, edited television. That's all you see.
So when we was talking about Yandy, is that possibly the same scenario where she's extremely disrespectful?
Same scenario, but one of the ladies on the panel said that it's a fake marriage. So then the ring symbolizes everything to her. So if he takes it off, that's a violation to their marriage.
And I think with the
and he knows that. So that him taking the ring off is not just, oh, we're going through a bad time. He's being spiteful that way because he knows that.
I don't think being spiteful. I feel like it's a cry out for help. It's letting her know I'm serious. Like, this is not a game. I'm serious. I want you to know, your fans to know, like, you need to get it together and start respecting me and listening to the things that I'm telling you so we can fix our actual relationship in real life and stop playing for the camera, or we're not going to have one in real life. I feel like he's hitting her where it hurts, where he knows it's going to bother her the most. And hopefully,
why do we have this narrative that a man can't treat his wife like be supportive? Why do we gotta paint this picture like?
Yeah, that's not what we were saying.
Well, I think Queenie tried to get some details on what took place with Papoose that gave you the interpretation that he was simping or whatever.
What I'm saying is, all right, let's ask this: who seemed like they were the dominant factor in that relationship? Who do you feel from public persona was leading that relationship?
Papoose. I don't see where I don't see anything.
Papoose was leading. Papoose was leading. He was. But that's why, like, he kept on, like, he wasn't gonna let go of what he wanted. Like, she did what he wanted, and so he showed who he was. Like, I'm gonna take care of you, but also I held you down. This is what I want. You promised me this. Let's do it. So, like, what's the name said? He probably was just over the top and team too much, and it was just like, dude, back up now, all right? We've been talking about this for years.
That's the problem, is because I know what you're saying. You're saying, but you're just restating what you've already said before. I'm asking, what specifically did he do that gives you the inclination that he reversed some type of power dynamic, or she was the one that wore the pants in the relationship? Like, what did he do specifically?
I don't know. Anytime I've seen them together in an interview or just anything, I just feel like she bullied the boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like whatever she said goes. I felt like the dynamics of their relationship.
So what was said? So what was said?
Like, have you ever? I don't know what was said.
He can't explain that. So he's taking an L, but he's standing on his word.
No, I didn't see it, but I know what Law is talking about. I've seen
that makes no sense.
So all right. Let me see how we
wait. So you want me to go down the line and give you an exact thing that was said? I'm saying
you can give me one or two things.
The way they operated as a couple seemed like she was the power player in that. It gave me very much whatever you say, honey vibes. Plain and simple. You can take it how you want. Say I took an L all you want.
I'm saying from because he's not giving you any evidence.
That's not an answer, but we can move on. That's not an answer.